Well, good morning, guys. Hope you can hear me. I'm 8 hours ahead of a lot of you, so you're probably safe and sound, tucked up in bed right now. I said I wasn't going to do any more of these, but I thought this was a pivotal moment in the game world, and we're trying to now do a regular show, either every week or every couple of weeks. But I had an issue with the laptop that I use. We had everyone ready, and we had a good show lined up as well. But it wasn't to be. But the show will continue. I'll just need to get another laptop from somewhere. So just really to touch on what's been going on in the last few days. Some of you from afar might wonder, but really it's all quite transparent, and I've tried to make it as transparent as possible, so has James, to the point where messages sent to people were put in the news feed, so there's no hidden agenda, there's no sort of secret clandestine movement going on. We are actively trying to make this game world as entertaining, competitive, compelling, addictive, as good as it can be. That takes hard work, that takes people being on the ball, it takes a little bit of nagging and a bit of pushing. It takes someone like myself to be a bit annoying and message people from time to time. It's good intentions, it's not done to piss people off or antagonise people. And 9 times out of 10, I get a really nice response. I'm on good terms with most of the managers, and even if a manager leaves, the situation is they're welcome to come back if their private situation changes. None of the managers leaving are rubbish managers, that's not the issue. The issue is how much time realistically can people give to this game world at this period in their life right now. And if the answer is very little, then it's for the best for them, us, the game world as a whole, they move on. And as I say, we're on good terms. You know, look at Alessandro Oli, you know, his reputation's intact, he's a top guy, and he's more than welcome to come back to the fold at any time. Same for Anthony Daly, Joe Green's a lovely fella, and there's been many more. They're nice guys, they're good guys. I'm Facebook friends with a fair few of them, and they're all welcome to stay in the TFSL Facebook group. They're welcome to watch videos and stay in touch in the loop. If they were to return, they're more than welcome. But you know, a lot of people like to tell me this as if it's something I'm not aware of, but people have lives, people have families, people have jobs. I'm acutely aware of that. It's not like we're hounding people out, that's been alluded to in the past, you know. And possibly I was a little bit direct and aggressive in the past in different game worlds. But you know, I speak to people with respect. The messages are always polite and respectful, until somebody calls me an idiot in the news feed, and then it's a different story. But on the whole, we've got a good group of lads in the game world, and they understand what's happening. So let's answer some of the queries, because not everybody thinks the sun shines out my arse, and you know, I don't pretend it otherwise. You know, I'm not popular with everybody, and that's always been the case. Few people think it's not quite right that we're making it socially active halfway through. Well, that isn't quite as cut and dried as that. A game world with me in it was never going to be a library, and you know, when Iv and I started it, because it was Iv's, we wanted to learn from past mistakes from other game worlds, and we did want people to just enjoy the game world, and we didn't want to put any pressure. So what we said was, you don't have to be in the Facebook group, you don't have to do a video, and we've stuck by that. But there was never a case of be a ghost and just log on and pick your team, and that's fine. That was never the case. We did expect, the bare minimum we expected people to contribute in the news feed. So the goalposts haven't really been changed that much. Possibly though, James has come in with some fresh ideas. I've been given a bit of a license to kick a few butts, and that's what I've done. And halfway through, well, 2/3 of the way through, yeah, we've asked politely for a few managers what their intentions are and whether they're going to up their game, and if they're not, they're going to move on, and they accept that. And that's it really. The game world now, we're getting more and more videos in. They're great. I'd like to see even more people contribute. I've asked a few people. They say, yeah, they'll do one. It never arrives, so you have to keep on top of it. the Facebook group has been brilliant for a long period of time now. The Facebook group has been awesome. There's some excellent characters in there doing all sorts of bits, and you can see the new guys, the enthusiasm from the new guys. The question is with the new guys is whether that will stay, whether they'll maintain that, because whenever you get a new guy in a game world, he's enthusiastic, he's been waiting long enough and he wants to get in. The first couple of weeks he's all over it, but I don't know the answer to it. Will we see these new guys keep it up and be consistent? Because everybody can drop off a little bit, and it's hard to say, isn't it, until people are in. But the early impressions are we've recruited well, and I think the game was getting stronger and stronger. And it's not so much that managers leaving are not any good either. On their day, somebody like Anthony Daly is brilliant for game modes, you know. In another situation, if we were recruiting him, we were recruiting Alessandro Oli, people would be saying, oh, brilliant, great. So it's not even a question that we're getting better managers, but we're just getting managers that have got more able to commit right now. And so the game mode benefits. If we've got 80 managers all contributing, if we've got 80 managers all contributing and doing their bit, whatever that is, you know, a bit of newsfeed, a bit of Facebook, some videos, if we've got a regular show going on, then everyone benefits. I'm in 9 game worlds. I'm going to cut back probably next year to about 4 or 5. And Christ, it's hot here. It's really hot. But as I said, a lot of people are under the impression that, you know, we're in these game worlds and it's just a game and all the rest of it, and we take it too seriously, but probably do. But if my attitude is this, if you spend a fair bit of your time, your spare time on something, whatever it may be, then you want to do it to you know, you want to do it to a good standard. You want to put your heart and soul into it. And I like to have a game world. If I'm going to be on SM, I like to chuck my all into a game world, whatever that one is, and try and make it as best I can. And I've done it in the past, and that's what I'm trying to do, and I think others are trying to do with this game world. It's not about rubbing people up the wrong way and on some ego trip and trying to, or some power trip or whatever. It's not about that. But you can't please everybody, and some people will always see what they want to see, basically. But most of you know the score now. You know, you all love SM. You all love it to different levels, but you're all pretty. You love your scouting, and you love your. I think most of you enjoy being in the social activity game worlds. Otherwise, you wouldn't be here in the first place. And you know, the last TFSL show, I don't know how many views it is, but it's 100+ now. I mean, I don't know who's watching them, but so there is interest there, isn't there? There is interest in the videos and the Facebook stuff. There is a need or an interest and a curiosity in there. And only you guys know what game worlds you enjoy the most and what game worlds you get the most out of them, and what the first result is you look for. And you know, if I'm having, I've got 9 game worlds, but there's only 2 or 3 results that really would upset me if I lost. It's about priorities. So I think TFSL is the best game world on SM now, but maybe I'm biased. But we've got a YouTube show we've got guests coming on. We've got people contributing vids, so the channel is active. It did go a bit dead, but it's active. We've got a lively Facebook group. We haven't just got a token Facebook group. It's buzzing, and it's been buzzing for some time. We've got a buzzing newsfeed, mainly polite and friendly. Occasionally some idiot kicks off. What else? We've got a website, although I must admit I've not used it too much, but it's there. I don't know. And we've got managers logging in every single day, and we've got 80 managers with using their real name, and they're all sort of accounted for. So what more do you want, you know? And I see us getting rid of managers that are getting promoted and elevated in other game worlds. And there's managers in some very famous game worlds that are, I mean, there's one game world in particular that's renowned for being the best game world in Soccer Manager. I look through the list of their managers, most of them wouldn't get in TFSL, over half, that's a fact. Sorry to be arrogant, but top 100, flop 100, and Roy Keane wouldn't get into this game world, and Pep Guardiola and Jurgen Klopp and Carlos Kickball and all these other whatever. That's the way it is. We're selective. The waiting list is really strong. So we do. Maybe I don't want us to sound up our backside and a bit arrogant and all the rest of it, but I'm really proud of what's going on here, and I'm not going to be shy about it. I think we've got the best game world on SM, and I think the potential is limitless. If you've got a really, really good group of guys all pulling in the same direction, all doing their bit, whatever it is, I don't see how we can go wrong. So that's it. That's all I wanted to say on all the comings and goings. The Hibernian job looks very interesting. I've got to admit that's a job that I probably wanted when the draw was made. I've always liked Hibernian as a club, and I'm interested. I am really interested. But I made a vow. I'm going to stick it out at Crusaders, not quit a job. Crusaders is a very small team. Would anybody else want them? I doubt it. It's probably best that I'm in Division 4 and so that I can just stay there and do all the other bits for the game world. I admit there is, with Crusaders there's less pressure, so I don't have to be too hot on the scouting and all the rest of it. I can just sort of bumble along, because I do enjoy the other aspects as well. If I take over a club in Division 3 and I'm surrounded by the likes of Cam, Hammer, Richie, Thumbs, you want to win, and then it's a different game then. So I think I'm better off in Division 4 with Crusaders, where I can just sort of mosey along. But that is a good job. I would be very surprised if nobody internally goes for that. I really would. You can apply and get rejected. Okay, so I'm not in charge of that. That's all James's whatever. But just going to have my coffee. That's lovely. But that Hibernian job looks tasty. And then I think St Johnstone probably will go to an external. And if it's possible that Hibernian will go to an external, if we don't get anyone or we don't get anyone suitable, that will go to an external. The waiting list is, I'm not allowed to say numbers, but my hands, my fingers, they're not enough to cover the waiting list. It's quite long. And that doesn't stop. I'm continuously trying to recruit people all the time. Always trying to get good people in, always keep that waiting list strong, so the game world is strong and has a position of strength, so that we can shift a few people out as and when we want to. Because every now and then, for whatever reason, people will go quiet, and there's no cliques or favouritism either. I don't belong to any cliques. There's no panel here. There's no old pals act. If somebody just goes quiet, they're going to get a message, and it's whoever it is. It could be one of my friends, I messaged Nick Justice, got the message because he's gone quiet lately. Produces a really good thing for Ross County. Thank you, Nick. I'm looking at some of the managers of the big boys, and we're watching them. They need to pull their finger out, and that's the truth, because the big clubs are really important in a top game world, and it's really important that managers of the big clubs are on it and active. And I've got to be honest with you, I'm less than impressed with some of the big clubs in TFSL this season. I think the managers could have done more. I think Man City could have been challenged more, and they are basically walking away with the title. Some other managers I think are going to be in line for a promotion. There's some really good managers doing great jobs, and it's up to the guys managing a top club in TFSL. You've been privileged. You've been given a great club. It's up to you whether you want to stay and up your game, or if you're going to move on. We're looking at everything there, because I've got to be honest, even Liverpool have disappointed me. It's been very quiet lately. Dan was very, very quiet at the start, picked it and started doing some great stuff. Although I don't think results have been great for Man United. He definitely needs a trophy. Tottenham, not as active as they should be, but doing well, I think, results-wise. Yusuf was poor, to be honest, as Chelsea. Results-wise has picked up, but socially he's not contributed much. And Arsenal was just was an absolute diabolical mess, and Mick's come in, and obviously Mick sorted that out. So that's where we are. And I like Yusuf, I like Dan, I like Phil, and my interactions with Beam have always been good on Soccer Manager. So it's, you know, it's nothing personal, and that's it. And possibly there could be a vacancy at a Premier League club very soon. So watch this space. You heard it here first. I bet by the time I log off, they've resigned and it's already on the newsfeed. But yes, there could be a Premier League vacancy today in TFSL, and yeah, justified, to be honest, because results and social activity don't merit keeping the job. So that's it. That's a reality. We've got, what, 12 games left. I want to wish everyone the best of luck in the running. I will try and make the shows not about me at all. I don't want to hear my own voice and talk about myself all the time. Believe me, I'm bored of myself. So when the guests come on, I want to try and put the emphasis on the guests. If I can advertise the guests a week in advance, and if any of you want to ask a question to that guest, you can send me a message if you want. Because to be honest with you, I make it all up as I go along. And hopefully Johnny and Mick will be there to sort of team up and chime in. You are all welcome to come on at any stage. You could even come on and not have the video on and it could be like a radio thing. You know, inadvertently Martin Walters did that. We actually could see him and he wanted to be on, but it didn't work, but we could still hear him. So that's a possibility. Intro vid, 2 minutes on your phone. You know, I know a few of you don't want to be on YouTube or Facebook, whatever, for your job reasons. Kind of understand that, but then I don't, because I'm a teacher. So of all the people out there, I should be careful, but really, what are we doing here that's going to sort of put us in any kind of difficult situation? You know, we're playing an online football manager game, so who are we harming? You know, as long as you don't make an absolute tool out of yourself. You couldn't make a bigger tool out of yourself than what I do on a regular basis. So, I don't know. I think a few people should have a think about it. If you've said no, just, I don't know. It'd be good to get a few people on that we've never seen before. It's interesting. Then after that, obviously you've got the Facebook stuff. I like all the stuff that goes on there. And look, failing that, if the very least you can do is put some bits on the news feed, then that's an effort and that's appreciated. And that's, you know, I don't think that's too much to ask. I really don't. I don't want to spend all my time chasing people up, so I think now we're going to, after this little batch of the managerial merry-go-round, I think things are going to calm down. I've got a very big couple of weeks at work anyway, and then there's going to be a creation of a new game world, a very different game world, in beginning of December. So admittedly the last 48 hours or so I've been a bit full on, but things will simmer down, calm down, and hopefully now we can all get on with the game world and just enjoy it and all help play our part to make it as strong as possible. Thanks very much for listening. Enjoy your Sunday, guys, and good luck with your results. No, I never know how to turn this thing off.